You want to set up the Elgato? I can play this.
Later, no. I told you we should have set it up in
Why
Just
is it
record
blue?
everything you
Why is it
do.
blue?
This could have been the best background game for the video.
Yeah, let's record it and make it the background for the video version. So it'll make more sense when they hear it.
You're gonna have to record like 2 hours of video though.
Eat squid! Eat the squid! Oh,
Holy
what the hell?
shit!
It's a ramen bowl.
Nobody's gonna see this. It's just gonna be audio.
Hey guys, this is the TMG Podcast. This is episode 44, and we are live.
We're live all together. No lag.
Yes, we got just so fed up with a couple of weeks. You know, we had a little bit of technical issues and whatnot, and we finally just decided to come together and do episode 44 right. And we have a really good list of things we can talk about this week. Actually, it was pretty busy week. For one, people with BioWare. Something happened to Casey Hudson. Apparently, he left. So we'll talk about that in a bit.
Which I'm actually kind of okay with.
Yeah, and then we have something about WoW losing subscriptions. The new Assassin's Creed for the previous gen, actually. They actually got it down, so we'll talk more about that. And then Sleeping Dogs actually getting a definitive edition. You know, Square Enix liking the word definitive. But
Definitive. It worked well for Tomb Raider.
yeah, this is Carlos, and with me is Will
What's up?
and Miggy.
Hey.
And yeah, just like in any other episode, this is the podcast, of course, about everything video games. What have you guys been playing this week?
I haven't been playing a lot this week. I'm still been playing War Thunder actually.
Is it still a big grind?
It's getting to be a grind now that I'm in the more of the upper tier of planes. But because there's like 5 factions plus tanks, there's a lot to do. So if I'm getting really bored with like my upper plane tier grind, I can always move to like another country where I don't really have too many planes yet and work on that. Or I can switch to tanks and do that. So I'm not getting bored of it at all, actually.
That means it's good.
It's still pretty fun. Like, I think the only complaint I would have is say the missions tend to be a little bit samey right now.
But the missions are all like just kill opposing teams.
Well, not just that. Like there are those missions, but it's just like capture and hold the airfield or bomb out the enemy base, stuff like that.
Oh, I haven't even reached that point.
Yeah, but so, and right now they have disabled the combined arms missions, so there's no planes and tanks sort of mixed in together yet.
My big question about War Thunder, like, since you're like really deep into it already, the new like vehicles like tanks and planes, you see the big difference, or it's just like more of a cosmetic thing? We have this A130 we can use.
Oh no, actually, you do feel the difference in planes. Actually, you do, yeah. Like, especially between countries, like Russian aircraft, for example, aren't very good turn fighters. Like, they can't turn in tight circles, but they can do a tactic called boom and zoom, where you fly in from a high altitude and you shoot someone up, and then you use the momentum you gain to go back up again. So you're kind of like dive shooting.
Oh, that sounds pretty badass.
Yeah. But as opposed to, say, Japanese planes, which are much more
Maneuverable.
maneuverable in the sense that they can turn like very, very well. So that's more your classical dogfight style, right?
So we can easily see that War Thunder is actually staying true to
Seems very diverse.
I'm not familiar with the in and outs of all these planes, right? But like for the most part, they each sort of feel distinct. Like flying this like one. Well, for the most part, they feel different from each other, and I think that's a good thing overall. Like, you can't take the same tactics from one plane and expect to do as well with a different plane.
That's awesome. Right now, it's still an open beta, apparently. So,
Yeah, it's still in beta right now. People are still trying out stuff.
Yeah, I played it in the PS4. We should try it out if we can actually crossplay.
I've added you on the friends list,
Yeah.
right? But we haven't actually had a chance yet to...
try it out if it's actually like crossplay.
Right.
That would be cool if it was.
I think it would be. I don't think there would be a big disadvantage from using, say, a controller as opposed to.
I hope
Keyboard for a flight game.
for any.
Yeah.
I don't see a
I
problem
really
with
hope that actually when it comes to online games like War Thunder or whatnot, shit, crossplay. PC players and PS4. Or if Xbox can get out of their hole, join the crew and go cross-platform. Because this exclusivity is kind of like weird already at this point.
Yeah, hopefully, if it is crossplay, it's not like super laggy. Because remember when CS:GO was supposed to have crossplay?
Supposed? Or
Yeah.
they have?
It was supposed to have, but then they pulled it out last second because apparently there was a lot of lag issues.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, I didn't know. But yeah, War Thunder, check it out. If you like World of Tanks, as I said, it's worth checking out.
Yeah, it's a free-to-play game. We've covered it a couple of episodes ago. But so far, Will is liking it. It's been playing
And
it.
I
for-
actually
Still
haven't,
playing it.
I just haven't actually felt the need to like make any of the purchases yet. Like, yes, it's getting a little longer now in the higher tiers to get new stuff, but because there's just so much to do, I haven't felt the need to make any.
to actually like
Premium
get that
currency
urge to
yeah.
spend your real money.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you call a
Actually,
free.
and the majority of players are still in the mid tier, so I'm not missing out too much by playing in the high tiers.
All right. Well, that's pretty awesome. What about you, Migs? What about are you still playing Mega Man, or are you just?
Oh, that LP is done actually.
Oh yeah, you're still
And
actually
it's
you're
going
slowly,
live right now, guys.
You're slowly releasing it, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't play anything new, which I should have. I just ended up like the most modern game I played is just Dark Souls 2.
Are you planning to finish that game?
Yeah, I just
Or
take
it's just
a
like-
long time to play that game.
Because of
Like-
the difficulty, or just the
No,
pace?
no. Like, how do you tackle when you find a boss door?
Oh,
Do you immediately go after the boss
yeah.
and find like the best shortcut and just gun it?
When I see the door, I go inside right away.
Yep.
I don't bother doing
See,
it.
for me, because since I play this game a little too safe, what I would do is I would always clear out the enemy path to the point that they stop spawning.
Okay.
Oh, you kill that many?
I
so-
kill them like until they stop spawning.
Okay, that's
It's
like grind then.
15
That takes a
times.
while. Yeah, that takes a while before like. No, me. When I see the door, I run for the door, and I just.
that's
try to-
why every time I encounter a boss, they're like nothing, because I've already like leveled up
Everything, right?
before I fight them. That's why.
If the boss is really that hard, and then you keep on going over and over trying to beat the boss, those line of enemies will disappear anyway because you have to clear it over and over. Because that's what happened with that boss where you have to fight 3 of them. Remember, it took hours to kill
those
it.
3
You guys
stoners.
actually saw it live and all that. Yeah, eventually
No, but
all
like,
the people on that path was gone because I kept killing them.
The stress of having to lose my souls always gets me. That's why I try to find the safest way before I fight. Before I even go look at the boss, I usually end up killing everyone on the way first.
And usually there's a shortcut for Dark Souls. Well, in most.
Yeah, but still, there's still
bosses.
going to be a few enemies, right?
Yeah.
And depending on the area, some of them are pretty like,
And actually,
or
the
like
shortcuts are actually pretty stupid.
the enemies would still take out a bit of your weapon durability, etc.
Yeah, actually, when you're melee, you actually have to carry like maybe 3
Yeah,
or 4
you have to watch
weapons.
out for your items.
Yeah. And
So then for the other games, I started a few LPs of a bunch of older stuff just because I felt like it.
you're not old like classic.
Yeah, because I was
straight
just testing out some new screen settings since I do have the 3 months of XSplit.
Yeah, you're maximizing the.
Yeah, I'm just like
quality
recording
for
every
sure.
single thing I
Yeah.
do.
And I think you like the last upload you did for recording was the PSP test. Or was it the PSP?
I was just messing around.
Oh, those are you messing around. But do you have that all set up already?
Yeah, I was just looking how to fix the screen tearing, whatever. So I guess the most interesting game I played from the olden days was, you guys remember Samurai Jack?
Yeah,
I remember a show. Well, what game are you talking about?
the game Samurai
Yeah,
Jack. I
'cause
haven't-
of course you know like Samurai Jack is a and if you make it a license, you'd associate it with a quick stage by stage action game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which it did have on PS2 and GameCube. I'm playing the Game Boy Advance Samurai Jack, which has sort of a different approach because it has like
What do you mean?
it's a side scroller with imagine the graphics of Prince of Persia 1,
Oh God.
where there's no black outline, everything's just colored in and pixeled.
Which kind of works for it, because Samurai Jack, the show, was also
Yeah, it was
kind
also sort of like that. There was no like outlines for their
that's
art.
true. Yeah.
But this one is like, think of Metroidvania-ish, where you have like overworlds and different towns, aside from the dungeon areas. And it's side-scrolling, and you have like RPG elements like
Samurai Jack has something like that. That's actually pretty
like
deep.
item inventory and equipment,
It has item.
Then you have like multiple, like aside from your regular sword attack and your jump, you have like I think your L button, which is meant for your special attack, which I just picked up the bow, and I think you probably get more like magic attacks and environment breaking.
So it didn't go straight up platformers, hack and slash side scroller. It just went up. I have an inventory.
It's like Metroidvania-ish RPG things. And
I know more Metroid-ish.
imagine that, but it controls like Castlevania 1. Where you have the weirdest jump mechanics.
Yeah.
And you have like, you need momentum to reach the platforms like that.
I remember Castlevania 1.
Does it have that really annoying thing in Castlevania where you get hit, you like jump
You jump back?
Yeah.
No, it's nothing like that.
But
But
you're invulnerable when you get hit, right? When that happens, you're kind of invulnerable.
Yeah, but in this game you're not. So you can get like, if you get trapped between two enemies, you can get stun
You
locked.
get stun locked by the enemies, yeah.
And yeah, just
But
some-
Game Boy Color,
I remember this. I remember this being hard because the controls are weird, and the default controls is B is your jump and A is your attack, and like you have different.
That's all your
you
controls.
have different sword slashes. Like your neutral would be a quick standing slash, but it won't hit enemies under you. So you have to either press forward and do a big
Like a
long
overhead.
wind up overhead, or
Yeah.
a crouching slash, or you have an anti-air slash. So it's sort of like that.
Awesome.
Which I didn't know it had items before, that's why I kept dying. And now since I got into it now, it's not as hard as I remember.
When it came out, like, what, 90?
No, it's like 2000, early 2000s. It's a GBA.
Game Boy Color was, Advanced, sorry.
2000.
Early 2000s.
Wow. I think that was the Game Boy that I kind of skipped, actually.
It was the Game Boy I skipped to. Like, I went straight from Game Boy Color
Yeah, from Color, and I went, I think,
straight to the DS.
to DS.
I probably would have skipped it too until my Game Boy Color broke. Like something that works the screen snapped.
Yeah.
So when I went to the shop to have it fixed, they said that if you just trade this in, we can give you an advance on a 2,000 peso discount. Wow. So like, okay.
Wait, is it still the same? Is it still like the 75? Wait, no, not 75. Is it still the anniversary of the very first Game Boy? Is it this
Which
year?
one?
The
I
anniversary?
actually don't know.
Oh, the original one, I think, because it came on 94.
Because remember that stupid YouTube video showing kids seeing
Reacting to the Game Boy.
Yeah. Putting a cartridge on a Game Boy and not playing it.
You have to use buttons, oh god!
You need lights to play it?
Batteries, ugh.
Oh god. But that was, Game Boy.
Makes you
Game Boy
feel
Advance.
old.
Well, for me, for what I played this week, I was able to check out Final Fantasy XIV Online, A Realm Reborn.
Okay,
Because
so
right
this
now,
did you ever play it before it was like...
Before the Realm Reborn.
Before it was reborn?
before it was reborn, no. I don't know anything about Final Fantasy Online.
Because I heard it was terrible before.
Yeah, which is why there's called A Realm Reborn, because they literally scrapped that first initial
Yeah, like
build.
they're trying to forget it exists.
It existed, and they just they literally redid everything of that game.
Was that the game where kids were fainting for this 24-hour boss fight? Or was that already in the new one?
Wow, they were fainting? Damn!
Yeah, because there was a boss fight that took them, I think, 19 to 20 hours to beat.
That was the
And-
Final Fantasy game before. I think that was 13.
11?
Oh, 11, yes.
Oh,
the
okay,
first
probably
the first online game for Final
It was
Fantasy.
like it had so much health that kids were fainting after 4 hours of straight play.
No,
something
massive
like
MMO games had those bosses where you had to like take
The
turns.
millions of health.
You had to take turns. I remember that because it's a boss that's open world and people can take it. So it took maybe days. So people like a group attacks it, goes after it, and then every now and then when they're tired, they just pull out and the next group comes in. Because if someone stops attacking it, it'll reset. So you don't want that happening. So you have to switch
Constantly attack.
Wow, that sounds ridiculous.
But that was before. Like I don't think there's ever anything there in the modern MMOs anymore. That's just ridiculous.
That sounds like old school EverQuest stuff when...
That's like when WoW came out for the first time. I think like that year.
Or when they would when the designer would put, on purpose put an unkillable mob somewhere, but then the players would figure
fire
out
it.
some weird ass way to kill it.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
god.
so I tried out the Final Fantasy XIV online. Because right now, if you go to the site, you can actually play the game for free for 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's a trial, and you can play it all the way up to level 20. And that's actually enough for you to gauge or, decide if you want to invest. Because MMOs are always an investment. You have to, because this game is, you have to pay, I think $15 per month to continue playing this online game. So that 2-week trial is, I think, good enough for like judging if you wanna really buy the initial retail copy and then cash out $15. I've been playing for like a couple of days already. I'm not getting it.
Not getting it, not feeling it.
What level are you now?
I am level 20 with one class, and I'm working on another one. Because how Final Fantasy 14 works is just like how Final Fantasy Tactics are, like job systems. So I started off with a Marauder, which is like a two-handed swordsman, 200 axe guy, and I did it, and then I can simply go to the Gladiator class by simply just taking out my two-handed axe out of the system, out of my inventory, and then equipping a sword, and then bam, I'm a different class already.
Oh, okay.
You just have to do through the whole. I have to register as in a specific guild to get that job accessible. So technically, Final Fantasy, you don't need one character to play that game. You can
Play all the classes.
play
eventually.
all the classes, all the roles in this game with only one character, and it's the classic holy trinity of like MMO games. It's very
DPS, tank, and healer.
Yeah, for those who don't know MMOs, they have a traditional they have pretty much three roles that pretty much define a group. One is the tank, one is the DPS, and one is the healer. That's the support. And what Final Fantasy Online did was they didn't bother to make something unique or something different as of like Guild Wars 2 or whatnot. They just went straight up high quality WoW
You
clone.
can be anything you want to be.
It's a classic. It's a WoW clone still, but it's a very high quality, like high.
Wow.
It's a
So-
Final Fantasy WoW
So
clone.
it's a fan base. It's a gift to the fans, I think, because it really felt like I was playing a Final Fantasy game. But just the audio is the audio alone is actually pretty trippy. Like whenever when a fight happens, it's a classic Final Fantasy. That's level up, sis. That's a level up sound.
That's awesome.
That's what happens. And I don't know, I just can't, like I said before when I talked about MMOs, Guild Wars 2 is really my benchmark now. I really don't want to spend money for an online game again. Just $14 a month.
If
Just
only it was free.
if only it was free, if only they just lowered the price or something. Because we are in a place now where so many companies...
It's not value for money anymore for what you can get as an alternative, you know?
Yeah, and same with also like Elder Scrolls. Why I'm not playing it? Because I tried also the game when I was in beta. Like it's not worth the like it's a cool game, but subscription is not worth it. Like, and then now we're in a modern day where most of the companies now are asking us to cash in on these subscriptions. Like Sony has PlayStation Plus, Xbox has Xbox Live, EA has that stupid early access. Like there's always that subscription-based system, and then I don't know. I'd rather check those things out because it's new than going back to the old traditional like, I want to play this game for a month.
And it's also that thing where a lot of like pay-to-play subscriptions are also eventually going to be free to play at some point.
That too, but the thing about Final Fantasy 14 online is it's actually doing well for a game that's very traditional,
That was
very expensive actually, and it's a WoW clone. Plain and simple. It has 2 million subscribers already. And
2 million?
it
Wow.
registered for sure. Like they have, and when I was checking out
Do
the
you think
servers,
this is mostly? Is there a large Japanese population playing this game, or
it's a large Filipino base and maybe Japanese. Yeah, Asian.
Yeah,
it's more Asian? You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
all the like anyone like because we only know a select few who play this, but they've all said good things.
They've, I'm not saying, when I say it's a WoW clone, when I'm saying it's, I'm not gonna get it, it's not because it's a bad game. I'm saying
because there's
I
a
don't want,
subscription fee.
yeah, I don't want to
That's the
put
same
another
thing
bill.
I've also been hearing.
That's more of a personal preference of why I'm not buying it. Initially, it's actually a really cool game. It's actually a nice alternative if you don't want to go to World of Warcraft or Star Wars.
Is that still around?
Not free to play. I forgot. That's actually a wrong example. It's actually a really cool game. If you've never played an MMO, it's actually a good maybe starting point for you. And if you don't mind, paying $15 a month.
And like, what is on
It's
console
on
disc?
PC
You have
and,
a month.
yeah, if you buy, because the game is currently available on PS3 and PS4 and PC. And you get, when you buy the game for the retail copy, like
On
the,
disc, you
you
get
get
a
a
month
free 30 days subscription. And then after that, that's when you start paying it per month, like $15 a month. The best thing about this game, though, I think, and it really works, is PS4 players, PS3 players, and PC players are crossplay.
Yeah, that's really
You
good.
can play with PC players. PS4 users can actually hook up a mouse and a keyboard if they really, really want to play the PC, route.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, 'cause
I
I heard
heard
And
also
it
that
works,
you can,
and it's no
The
lag.
controller layout is bizarre.
And the control
on
layout
console.
is actually friendly. I actually like it.
but you can also like play with like cross language as well, right? Like
Yeah, I'm in a Japanese server.
there, right? And then you can talk with them in English. Well, not really. You have like set phrases, right? That's what-
Yeah.
Basically Dark Souls.
No, and there's some Japanese people who try to speak in Japanese, but that's their problem that we can't understand them, and they have Japanese names. But there's right now they're like American servers and Japanese servers. There's no Southeast Asian servers. But I joined a realm with Arlie. He told me that Don Berry, the Japanese server,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
it's
show.
all Filipino people. That's where all the Pinoys go. And
Okay.
I already said there's a lot of Pinoys playing this game. Because they're at PS4, either PC, and then they're enjoying it. So it's a good game. It's just the whole online subscription thing. That's my problem. And I think I have 5 days left for my trial. I got already maxed out at 20. I don't want to do another class or whatnot. The leveling system is still the same, traditional fetch quests, whatnot. It's really just traditional WoW kind of online game. And if you're okay with that, then you're pretty much good. And that's pretty much what I played. Oh, another one I want to mention. No one has tried out Road Not Taken.
Not yet.
Not yet. I heard about it.
Yeah, that's the new game that's actually available. Oh, what is that? What game is this?
This is Novi
Novi Boy.
Yeah, because Will's checking out a game and the PS3, and I don't know what's
It's
going
the
on.
trippiest shit.
Yeah,
You had a duck on your blue, whatever that is. Or
I know. We should probably record this.
yeah, it's weird. He's what are you? You're like a tapeworm or something.
No, I lost it when you saw the grid of the environment underneath.
I was losing my thought with this.
Sorry.
I'm
what was
posting
I
this
thinking?
on this. A screenshot is gonna go up.
This is gonna be the screenshot for the episode, I think. Just to let
gonna
them
post
let
this-
them know that
I'm
we're watching.
Instagramming this shit.
Yeah, I know.
This is from the guy who made what do you call it, Katamari.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's
very
Katamari-ish, yeah.
So yeah, check out Nobby Nobby Boy. Cause, oh my
Yeah,
god.
because that's what we're looking at right now,
Dude,
live.
It's probably the best game to play when you're high as well. Look at it.
It really reminds me of a tapeworm. I don't know
I
why.
feel like I'm high right now.
It reminds me of a tapeworm. Anyway, Road Not Taken. It's a free PS4, PS3, PS Vita game that just got available for PS Plus members. It's free. It's free for people now, and it's a puzzle roguelike game. It's a download only game, and it's actually pretty. Are you in the sky now?
You
What's
guys can hear
going
the
on?
mashing of the train.
Yeah, I'm just changing. We can go to different planets.
Tapeworm
What the
is just-
fuck?
You go to different planet. I'm losing my thoughts already with this.
Flat. Oh my god.
Anyway, um, okay, Road Not Taken. It's a roguelike puzzle game. It's actually pretty hard. The whole goal of the game is pretty much you trying to save kids from a winter storm every year, and you pretty much have to survive 14 years. And essentially, 1 year is pretty much one stage. So you have 14 stages to finish the game. But once you die, it's a rogue game, so you have to go back all the way to the start.
Well, what
And do it
what
again.
kind of character are you playing exactly?
You're actually playing like a rundown VV, kind of
Like you can't see his face.
you can't see his face. He has just red eyes, and he has a torch, like a blue torch, and that's what he uses to go through the winter storm, to survive, to find these kids. And essentially, if I don't find the right amount of kids, once my fire is out or once I go back to the town, the mayor will kick me out, and or either I'll die.
Okay.
Kick you out for saving the children.
Yeah, because when I don't find the kids, he gets mad and say "Dude, we remember you not finding the kids last year. You better do a good job, or else." I'm like, whoa, this guy's
Oh,
mad.
how are the graphics? Are they super?
It's cartoony, 2D.
Okay.
The platform or the gameplay is pretty much it's grid based. You're moving by per grid, and you essentially your life is pretty much how much of your torch is left. The game is pretty much you carrying objects within each stage, and you essentially have to bring the kids back to the home, the starting point, or you bring the kids to the mother, because sometimes the mother goes around and tries to find the kids themselves. And if you find a mom, you can pair those two together, you get points for it and whatnot. And essentially you have like a couple of stages where you have to find maybe 5 children or maybe 4 children, depends. And it's a very hard game, because you have to, what you can do in the game is you can actually pick up objects and then toss them around in different areas.
Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting.
That's what you, and when you toss a certain object to another object, there's certain combinations where if you put a white spirit and an orange spirit together, you actually might get a black spirit.
Like
and it might
colored
attack
blocks?
you. No, they're like objects like trees, rocks, and can actually possibly combine depending on certain combinations. Like you can actually make a rabid rabbit by putting
Or rabbit.
you can toss I think you can toss a rabbit to the fire or something and it becomes rabbit or something. It's
God.
really weird. Or if you put like 2 logs together, you get a bonfire.
Sounds demented.
If you put 2 warthogs together, you get a pig. Stuff like that. When you toss an object to another object, there's a big possibility it can combine, and that's how you get around through the stages.
How long has this game been out? Like I've never actually.
It just came out August 3.
Okay, and it's gotten decent reviews, I guess, from the indie community. Like, cause
That I never checked though if it's doing well right now, because I was actually pretty surprised at the fact that it first came out. It's initially released this month, and it's just free for PS Plus members. So,
okay.
If you're not a PS Plus member, it's $15 for you. Or
I guess it's available on Steam as well. It's not, or is it a PlayStation?
that I don't know. That I have to double check. But it looks like a
Sony exclusive.
Sony exclusive. It's available for PS3, PS4, and
What's the
Vita.
perspective on the game? Because I
Top view.
imagine it's like top view.
Top view.
It really is top view.
And it's a puzzle. It's just hard because once your fire runs out and once you die, the game restarts. You're like back in the start and you have to do the thing all over again. And then I'm still trying to get used to it. I'm trying to get around to it. But $15, well, it's actually a good enough game for PS Plus for August. Because I get that and Fez for August. For
On PS4,
For
oh,
PS4. PS3, I think you get Dead Space 3. Which, yeah, I saw your face. I don't think you like Dead
This
Space
is gonna
3.
be fun.
That's gonna be fun. But Road Not Taken, I'm gonna play more of it and see. But it's a pretty interesting game.
Are you killing this giant sushi robot?
I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
I'm just.
That tapeworm is just. Anyway.
I can't stop looking at this. Oh,
Okay, you guys wanna talk about news or just watch the tapeworm massacre this
You
robot?
wanna just do Nobby Nobby Boy?
No, let's talk about some news.
Let's talk about Casey Hudson.
So I didn't mean to distract you guys, but
While we watch.
I didn't mean to distract.
This is a tapeworm.
While
I'm
we
sorry.
watch this giant epic fight.
What is going on?
He's fighting a sushi megazord.
The sushi robot. Oh, it fell off the world.
Oh, it really did fall off the road. Yeah, that's not news. Instead of going tapewormish here.
Okay.
Casey Hudson, a new.
So what did they mention? Why? So basically, Casey Hudson has left BioWare.
Yeah, for those who don't know, that's actually the
The guy who invented Mass Effect, basically.
Mass Effect and Dragon Age. And he left, and you hate it?
No, I mean I'm
no,
happy
you like
about
it,
it.
actually.
I'm happy about it because I think this is a case of George
case
of
of
him
Casey
being like George
Hudson.
Lucas. George Lucas created Star Wars,
He keeps changing shit.
and then he started getting really bad at it. You know, like
Okay, that's not.
I think Casey Hudson is kind of the same. He's great at creating worlds, but as far as telling a story goes, his ideas are he's a bit too into his own ideas.
Is he part of the Baldur's Gate?
I don't know, but like
Baldur's Gate's about
he's rumored to be one of the major reasons why the Mass Effect 3 ending turned
Happened.
out like how it did. So
RGB. Red, blue, green.
So, I mean, kudos to him for creating Mass Effect and, Dragon Age. I mean, those are great games. I'm not sure if he did Dragon Age. But
I think he did. I don't think he created the world, but obviously he was part of it because he's like project director in BioWare.
Yeah. But, I don't know, did they mention why he left or was there any trouble? Did he
It's just
choose
like
to leave?
any other like big shot name leaving a studio. They just said like they want to. going on the next phase in their life or whatnot.
What?
So
Right.
It's a very basic
Well, that's
reason.
very that's a very vague.
Yeah,
What the
we
Gears
don't
of War
know.
guy said?
We don't know if it's because of him getting fired or him not liking a certain deal or creative differences. I don't know. It's a generic reason to why he's leaving.
That can be bad and that can be good, because
That can be bad, can be good, and it's a weird timing because BioWare is now making a move. Like aside from Dragon Age Inquisition, like
Right.
that's the only-
I think that's the only thing they have right now.
No, that's why they're making a move now. 'Cause
Well,
now they announced.
we were going to mention later on also they did show a new IP which we are kind of confused about, but
Yeah, we'll mention that in a bit. But that's what I'm saying, that BioWare is now making a move. Like they announced that they're making
a new IP.
the new Mass Effect. Then they have a new IP, which looks like more of a horror
Yeah,
IP.
and of course they have Dragon Age.
And they
Like,
have Dragon Age Inquisition coming out in November. So they have these projects all like lined up, and all of a sudden their game director leaves. So I remember Casey Hudson saying that all the foundations for these big games upcoming for BioWare are all set, and it's just the team is now ready to do without my direction. That's what he said, aside from the general statement he made.
Right.
And I don't know. I think it's sad because he still made Mass Effect as much as he made RGB.
That's what
As much as he made the whole, I don't want to diss him so hard because of having a horrible Mass Effect 3 ending. Like people are
People still say
cheering
the
for
game
him
is
leaving.
okay.
I like the game.
It's just that ending.
I
the game was
agree.
great.
I agree. The ending was horrible, but I'm not gonna diss the whole game because of the last
It's
10
the
minutes.
journey,
It's the
not the destination.
Well, sometimes. It's,
I don't know if I'll ever know the real truth behind that Mass Effect 3 ending, but
even the DLC didn't serve.
yeah, even the DLC tried to save it, couldn't really save it. But
Yeah.
best of luck to him. I mean, wherever he ends up going. What this means for BioWare in general, hard to say. Because really hard to say what's going to happen now. Like, will the next Mass Effect take a new direction? Well, in a way, it's a good thing because
It's actually a good thing because Commander Shepard's story is really done
it's
anyway.
not going to be Shepard's story, so there's all the freedom in the world to change things up.
Yeah, and pretty much the universe is already set. It's like stapled. Like you can go wherever you want. The races have been set. The culture has been placed, and all you gotta do is just make a story that would best suit.
Yeah,
the Mass Effect
exactly.
game.
And Dragon Age, of course, is wrapping up now, so I think for the most part they've got the storyline set for that.
Yeah, I'm just more curious about the new IP because I know Casey Hudson was like pretty adamant of like this new IP, and he was also in the big documentary, the E3. EA.
Oh, the big EA presentation.
He was there. He was present.
But that EA
He was
presentation
ecstatic.
was really terrible. Like that was so terrible, and I'm killing this robot right now, but I don't know what's happening.
You're not killing. You're just
Nobody can
just
see what's happening.
No one can see what's happening, but yeah, he's caressing this robot with this tapeworm right now, and he's trying to. I don't. I'm getting so distracted by this.
I lifted it up.
He's
No
surviving.
words can explain. Oh my!
But yeah, for Casey Hudson leaving, it's not.
Was he really involved in all the Mass Effects, or maybe he
He's
just
like
did the
I
first
consider
one?
Casey Hudson as one of those like what's that? Cliff Bleszinski kind of guy. He's that kind of famous.
So he's just in all.
One of those
he's
like
involved in all of them.
celebrity.
He's one of those celebrities. Remember, there's also
Oh,
like,
is this why he's quitting? Because like Cliff. Like
Cliff is
TV?
being Cliff. I mean, he retired. Now he's a fucking.
Now he's not
studio.
retired.
Now he's not retired. I don't. That's a young retirement, by the way.
Yeah, and for 1 year, yo.
Yeah, for 1 year. That's hilarious.
Batman had a longer retirement than that.
But anyway, moving on. Let's talk about that. Let's talk World of Warcraft. Actually, we should have segued to this Final Fantasy one. Because World of Warcraft is now on a...
It's
It's
got
not a loss, but World of Warcraft has now lost 800 subscribers in 3 months.
which is a huge amount.
It's almost a million.
Any other MMO that loses that
Would have
many
died.
would have died. Yeah.
Yeah, from 7 point something, now they're now at 6 point, I think.
That's a big hit.
I mean, World of Warcraft survives really on its momentum. Like, it's got just that many people playing it, right?
Yeah.
So, but most other MMOs, like, what did you say Final Fantasy had? 2 million?
They had 2 million now.
Yeah, 800,000 for that game would
It's
have
like half.
killed it. Yeah.
In a quarter,
In 1 quarter, that's ridiculous.
Forgive the mashing of the triggers.
Oh, sorry.
It's an epic battle between gravity and a giant sushi bot.
It's
Again,
hilarious.
no words can
No
describe.
words. Even if the viewers are watching this right, they don't understand
See,
it.
this is why I say we should record everything we do.
Well, while recording, yeah, it should.
We'll show you the Navi Navi Boy stuff later. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's it's. What's the goal of this
Fuck, it's still
game?
alive!
What's the goal of this game?
Nothing. Yeah, we'll talk about it later in our Let's Play.
Okay, so let's go back to World of Warcraft. 800,000 is still a big deal.
And this is coming in its anniversary too. Like they just recently announced there was a special 10th year anniversary stuff
Yeah.
where they would be redoing the old what raid was that? The Molten Core.
Oh, they're gonna redo that.
And then if you complete it during the 10th year anniversary, you get a Core Hound mount.
Ooh.
And you get a flaming Corgi pet.
Oh, I saw the picture of the little fire dog.
I never understand why those are very appealing gifts. A freaking pet. I mean, I never liked the pet.
Maybe it's something only a WoW player can get into.
I have a
That's what it
couple.
looks like.
I'm like,
No, but
exciting.
I played WoW, and for me, like once you got a mount, you're pretty much set because like at some point it just becomes aesthetics.
Yeah.
Because I think mounts are capped at a certain speed,
Yeah, well,
right?
they're like 2 speeds, I think.
There's the
100%.
common and the faster one, right? And
Yeah.
then so basically, once you get a mount, the faster one, that's it. You don't need another mount after that. If you want another mount, it's just entirely due to aesthetic purposes.
So that's the bonus you get. I mean,
Yeah. What do you think could have caused such a huge drop, though? In
they're just
players?
waiting for the expansion.
You think
Yeah.
that's it? People are just tired of doing dailies?
And from what I've read, Activision Blizzard
Oh, I
isn't
forgot
so.
Activision's involved.
They are Bobby
I forgot.
They are involved, and they mentioned they announced this drop in I think their latest sales. I mean report or whatever. And they're not too worried about it. They just said that actually we lost subscriptions, but we actually are earning still.
Yeah.
I think
Still
based
6
on
million.
download and pre-orders for the expansion. Like
Also, they're just really waiting it out.
they're essentially waiting out, and thanks to the pre-orders for the expansion, and the in-game purchases, this loss you can't even feed it. It's still backed up the profits, so people are still waiting for the expansion, regardless of them. Like it's a 10-year game, and people are still really
Still playing it.
Yeah.
And this expansion should bring back a lot of people because they're redoing the entire engine. From
Yeah.
what I understand.
Okay.
The new facial animations for all, it'll look, I don't know, modern? Can I say? It'll
More
look
modern, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a 10-year-old game. There's only so much updating you can do to it, right? Without completely gutting the whole thing and remaking
Making a new
it.
game.
But it happens every expansion. Like towards the end of the life cycle, subscriptions will drop, and then the new one comes out, and they go back up again.
Yeah, I was
so
about to ask, doesn't this happen every time?
It happens every time. That's about to,
Or
that.
is this
But
just
I
a
guess this is
drop?
just such a very drastic drop, like 800K.
800, I don't think usual 200 to 100 is a usual, but 800 is I think is one of the biggest, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
But veteran WoW or people who are still playing it, it's very common. Like once the expansion is coming up, they just stop their subscription because they're gonna wait a couple of months until the new expansion hits, and then they'll resubscribe.
Yeah. And actually, that's what I noticed before when I used to play. A lot of my guildmates would disappear once we've sort of finished an expansion.
Yeah, it'll actually go out of the.
They'll play
house.
they'll disappear and then when they think of it, they're all back.
Yeah.
So it's just the life cycle of World of Warcraft. Is it spelling the do? I don't think it is.
No, it's not. I think I consider it actually as a big opportunity for the freaking MMO market to grow.
Because you have all these players now looking for something else to do.
Yeah, because I'm sure when they're out, it's either they stop playing MMOs or they're trying something out new.
They look for a different fix.
They buy a console, they buy a handheld or whatever. They're doing something. I doubt they'll stop playing games. Maybe a small margin will stop playing games. But it's an opportunity for other products to really shine. And if they lose if they go back to World of Warcraft, it's fine. But I hope that at least maybe we see more. I don't want to diss World of Warcraft. I'm just saying I hope we see more of a decline so that I just don't like the whole monopoly of it. Like whole World of Warcraft just really Everybody's
But it's
on
hard.
that.
I would say I would say World of Warcraft does not have the same monopoly it had as
Before, yeah.
because Guild Wars 2 now has a very good community around it. As you mentioned, what do you call it? Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
it just
too many
seems to have, I think, the biggest. Well, I can't even. It's not even the largest because I have a feeling a lot of free-to-play games have much larger populations, but they're more transient, of course.
I think World of Warcraft is the only one so far that hit double digits in terms of subscriptions.
As subscription-based games go, yeah. That and maybe EVE Online, I think.
I think EVE Online, and I think maybe EverQuest was one of those people. I don't know if EverQuest
EverQuest
hit
at its
double digits.
at its peak, I think may have hit. Remember, EverQuest hit its peak very early in the MMO kind of like
Yeah,
life
they
cycle.
hit that really hot though. Yeah.
They were one of the first, and
One
I
of the
think at
pioneers.
its peak it was maybe 1 million to 2 million at most,
Oh.
and then which back then was considered huge.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, 'cause the internet wasn't as big.
The
as-
internet wasn't as big back then, and then World of Warcraft came along and just blew the whole market. Played catch up with it essentially, right?
Yeah.
Because every other MMO that came out after that, for the most part, were essentially a carbon copy. Like I remember Age of the Warhammer one was pretty much the same thing. With
Warhammer, Star Wars, Old Republic,
Age of Conan,
Age of Conan, yes. Lord of the Rings Online.
Lotro, yeah. They were more or less WoW clones at the end of the day. The gameplay design was not all too different. I mean, they had aesthetic differences and slightly
certain
different
unique-
mechanic differences and things like that. But at the end of the day, it all came back to inspiration. from
Precursors
Warcraft,
always
yeah.
World of Warcraft.
So how long will WoW last? That's hard to say.
No, it'll be around because EverQuest is still around. Like it's
EverQuest is still around and it's hitting its. I think it's also it's not
20th anniversary.
No,
something
no,
like that.
15th, yeah, I don't know. It's hell, even Ultima Online is still around for crying out loud.
Yeah, the 800 subscription loss. I don't think it's a bad news. More of a good news as like in
Industry,
the bigger scope.
yeah.
Industry. Because I'd like to like have other people like join in on the new shit, on the new stuff. There's a lot of great stuff there. Like,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, Guild Wars 2. Elder Scrolls Online wasn't so bad, but again, the whole monthly
Right.
subscription crap.
Right.
So hopefully this is one of the opportunities for the market to grow, and especially with a market that's filled with free to play games, which I really hate that word. Really, free to play, it really just destroys quality.
Well, that's been on the news too, right? There's some, I think in Europe, or in some countries in Europe, they've specifically forbidden the use of the term.
Oh yeah, well
Unless it's
for mobile, like
For mobile
they
stuff,
wanna
yeah.
make it more defined. Like it's not.
But it can't just be limited to mobile, you know, because like there's so many free-to-play titles on PC also, and now even on console you have a lot of microtransactions supported games.
If you play Star Wars: The Old Republic free to play version, that online game is the perfect example of not to do a free to play online game. It's just a horrible.
But that game, the problem with that game was it was never designed to be free to play. It had to be put on free to play for life support. Yeah,
For life support.
And
Dude,
because
you have to if you want to have Sprint,
you
you have to
pay.
subscribe.
Yeah, it's really
Everybody's running faster, but since you're such a cheapskate, you can't get the sprint skill.
Yeah.
So a level 1 person can't run.
I'm not into MMOs, and I already
No, and
know
that's
that's
that's also the big,
That's weird.
so
the big
dumb.
problem with that game is that they spent such a ton of cash on that game, and it flopped so incredibly badly.
Imagine you go to the Jedi Academy. To use the Force, you must pay $5.
Yeah, exactly.
So run.
To push block, you must give Yoda some.
I hate
Paid
it.
by a PayPal or credit card, you know. It's like,
Star Wars: The Old Republic did not save its whole gimmick of like
I'm surprised-
fully voiced MMO.
yeah,
that sounds so
it's and I don't know. The sad thing is like, how long are they going to keep that thing around? Because obviously they want to.
It's up there though. It
They
has a
want
lot
to
of money.
recoup some of the costs that they put into it, but gosh, that was such a disappointment. And such a waste of the Star Wars IP as well, you know.
It's still better than Galaxies.
I think yeah.
Well, a lot of
to be
people said,
honest though.
if you speak to some old school MMO gamers, they'll tell you Galaxies was good until New Game Experience was implemented, which was
New game experience.
yeah. Well, if you're not familiar with the history of Star Wars, that's a story on itself. But And so when they
Star Wars is always so fun.
when they initially released it, it was a very sandbox style
Yeah, there were
MMO.
you can go to different planets and
Like,
shit.
yeah, you can think of it like EverQuest in space with Star Wars, right? I mean, and then they introduced something called New Game Experience, which suddenly made it much more theme parky, and that sort of made it much more of a WoW clone than it really should have been, and that sort of killed it for a lot of people. So, like, Jedi suddenly were very easy to beat, when before it took a significant amount of effort to get a Jedi character at all. But now, like, after NGE was introduced, suddenly Jedi were running all over the place, you know?
It's not anymore rare.
No one's
Yeah.
special.
No one's special.
Everyone has the midichlorians.
Everybody has the Luke experience.
They shoot the midichlorians in them.
Exactly.
Get all the force.
Anyway,
powers.
that's another story for it. That's not really, that's old news technically.
Yeah, long story.
WoW's not dead.
No, WoW's not dead, and the point is, I just hope that this is a place for the market to grow.
Yeah.
I just
Play Dark Souls.
make a Dark Souls MMO. For
Dark Souls MMO.
No, please don't.
That'd be like the worst newbie zone ever. Ha! New game! Dead, you know?
Everything will just be pits.
They're testing your jumping ability in the first game, and if you make it anyway, yeah. All right. Next up, moving on. Ubisoft has announced another Assassin's Creed game.
But this is only for last gen.
Yes.
Gen.
Assassin's Creed Rogue has been announced for PS3 and Xbox 360. I don't think it's in PC. I think we all.
That's gonna be weird.
That's gonna be Unity now for PC.
Is it gonna run on Unity engine?
Unity 3.0.
Yeah, but is it gonna play like a traditional Assassin's Creed game, or is it like,
It's okay.
I have a feeling
Based
it
on what I
will.
know, is they pretty much divided. Like, for those who don't know, for this year we're gonna have 2 Assassin's Creed games: Assassin's Creed Unity and now Assassin's Creed Rogue. And essentially, what I'm saying here is the thing that you love from, I think, like maybe Black Flag. Did I say that?
Black Flag, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut that out.
You get that on Rogue. You get to man a ship on, I think, the Antarctic, and then you can cross between like New York and go into the Antarctic because
That's in Rogue.
you're not playing.
Is that Rogue?
Huh?
Is that Rogue?
This is Rogue. Yes. This
You're
is
not
Rogue.
playing an assassin, right?
Hey,
You're
we're
playing,
going to Brooklyn.
You're not playing an assassin on this one. You're actually playing a Templar.
Oh,
you're
just like in
playing-
3.
There's not a Templar.
you are in a Templar in the first part.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. Well, yeah. The
Spoilers.
first 3 hours of your life.
Yeah.
You're a
The
Templar.
tutorial level.
No, but this Templar, supposedly, he is hunting down the Brotherhood. So,
Oh, from the
I don't know, maybe from the
the
second.
Ezio, the
They haven't really
the
got-
Ezios,
They really haven't gotten into much detail, but they're hunting the Brotherhood, and
the
well, he
enemies
is-
of the X-Men.
he is hunting the Brotherhood, and he was a previous assassin before.
What? So that's their excuse for him having all the assassin moves?
Maybe.
Oh god.
Yeah, and essentially you have your own ship. You can go to like the traditional town where you can do all that stuff.
But you're not a pirate.
You're
You just have a ship.
You just have a ship. And when it comes to when Unity, it's the old school Assassin's Creed
assassins.
2, but now you have co-op 4-player
In
goodness.
France.
In France,
In France, yeah.
in France. But one thing with Rogue though is they finally announced. Not only did they announce this game is now officially coming to the previous gens, but this game will only be a single player experience. There's not going to be any multiplayer.
That's a good thing, though.
But that's not such a bad thing. I mean,
It's
You can focus on the single player more.
for me, Assassin's Creed games have always been more about the single player than they have been about the
The
multiplayer.
multiplayer was just a good gimmick the first time.
It's a good gimmick and it's more of a staple. I'm sure Unity will have. I think Unity maybe will have a multiplayer version, but they technically already have multiplayer because they have co-op, of course, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not. I'm already on a point now. I don't really care if they put multiplayer or not. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, because you have Watch Dogs. It's essentially the same multiplayer.
I think we're done with Watch Dogs. I don't want to talk about Watch Dogs anymore. No, but
we were just talking about it earlier too.
oh, that's true. But I don't know. For me, when I heard Assassin's Creed Rogue was announced and
We knew it was coming.
we knew it was coming, but the only thing I got out of it is like Ubisoft was actually pretty impressive if you think about it. Because this
And-
is
Well, they're
this is
never a
Assassin's
bad
Creed.
thing, yeah.
This is Assassin's Creed every year, and every now and then they will like push the boundary of what they plan. Like
even
not
a little, they
yearly,
will.
yearly plus one more game. Like I think like 2 years ago or was it a year ago? We got Assassin's Creed 3 and Liberation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was last year.
And then now this year they can do it again. They can make, I don't know whether it's the same studio or not, but making two separate games, and I guess the same quality. And that's actually pretty impressive in terms of how much production time.
Them Canadians, man, working hard.
Canadians, they're Europeans.
Yeah, Ubisoft Montreal. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Those French people.
The French people.
Is anybody actually interested in Assassin's Creed yet? Like, among us?
Not really.
I never liked it.
I hated
I'm just asking what you
one.
think.
I like two.
I like 2, that's all I like.
That's it.
I think
I hate
I
the
still
3.
think it would do a lot better if they removed all that Animus bullshit.
Yeah, me too. It just gets in the way.
I think the Animus bullshit really gets in the way, and the main modern day character is just really boring.
Like, I'd rather have invisible walls than fake digital walls.
I just
Blocking my
didn't like the
progress.
whole Nathan. Nathan.
Nathan
I was
Drake.
supposed to say Nathan Drake. The whole Desmond Miles.
I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, no one
Christopher-
likes
I
Desmond
thought you were gonna
Miles.
say Nolan
I
North.
hated him. I even hated how he.
Never mind.
Did I spoil it to everybody?
You know what? Just for a while
Anyone
in
who
the
cares
future-
about Assassin's Creed probably knew that
how
already.
his story ended. So that's the best way I can say it.
The Desmond trilogy,
The Desmond trilogy it ends in
which had its own trilogy inside of it.
Assassin's Creed is the worst. I bought it for like $9.95 and I still like think it's a waste of money. And yeah.
Just play 2, guys.
But Assassin's Creed
sucks.
Rogue, I don't know. Maybe I'll start to consider. I don't know.
Yeah, if it looks good, I might take a look. Cause 2 was fun.
Black Flag, they said it was the best
Yeah, Black
one,
Flag sounds fun.
but I still haven't got it. I still don't think I've been tainted too much already with Assassin's Creed.
No, but Black Flag, like all the fun parts were not assassin related.
That's why.
Yep, they were all pirate. They were all pirate related.
All you got is the fucking Assassin's Creed title. And
So the only fun Assassin's game was 2, I guess.
and essentially, in
The realist.
Black Flag, you're not playing an assassin or someone who knows the order.
He just happened to go
he just
from,
happened to found
hey,
the
check
cloak.
out these sick gauntlets, boy.
No, he happened to kill an assassin and got the cloak, and then he just rode whatever mission that was his, objective was. It was
And he
weird.
just wore a hood because it sounded cool.
and then
Because it's hot.
yeah, it was hot. So
Because the ladies got the ladies.
yeah, but Assassin's Creed Rogue is coming out this year as well.
Hey,
So
you get
we're-
to go to Brooklyn, see the Ninja Turtles.
So for those who are missing out on Unity because you don't have like PS4 or Xbox
you can
One,
still
or you
get
don't
your
have a good-
Assassin's fix.
Yep, you're gonna get Assassin's Creed Rogue on your PS3 and Xbox 360, and most likely you'll get a definitive version of that next year.
No, that's a Square Enix thing.
Speaking of Square Enix, yeah. Moving on, we'll go to Square Enix now because now they announced Sleeping Dogs having.
A
definitive edition.
Which is great, because I think Sleeping Dogs is really good.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't like
What
the
they
whole
have,
definitive
they
edition.
have they have an amazing hair physics now for that. I mean, what's the difference?
Well, yeah, well, actually, what's that? What did they said is they've been added to the definitive because, when it came to Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, it was essentially basically the PC version.
And still inferior, apparently.
Apparently, still inferior to the PC version.
Really?
Yeah. Like, except the
sucks.
hair. Like, the PC version still had, like, higher textures and
That
shit.
sucks. Definitive, my ass.
You know what makes it extra funny, though? They
What?
released Sleeping Dogs and Tomb Raider on a single disc at some point. Remember that?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like a Square Enix, whatever.
Like a
thing.
double pack or a dual pack.
You think Hitman Absolution is gonna get one?
Hitman Absolution is a game that I still can't seem to urge myself to buy even at $3.
If it had a different name that wasn't Hitman, it would have been
If
okay.
it wasn't a stealth game, I may would have
If it wasn't
played it.
Hitman, it would have been a mediocre game.
a mediocre game.
Just because it's Hitman.
But
makes
yeah,
it
Sleeping
worse.
Dogs, whoever ever played it, I think it's an underrated open world game. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it's open world with Batman combat.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can drag dudes to like
Batman-
various traps.
Arkham combat.
Yeah, Arkham combat.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. It has a very
Emma Stone is in it, right? Don't forget.
Emma
Spider-Man's
Stone's one of
girl
your
is there.
girlfriends in that game. if it means anything to you guys. And the main story was actually not so bad. So I don't think I'll double dip on this, but whoever hasn't played it,
Whoever
Sleeping
hasn't
Dogs,
played it, you should get
yeah,
it.
why not?
Sleeping Dogs.
Why the hell not? Right?
Not Watch Dogs. Sleeping Dogs.
Did anybody finish Watch Dogs?
I finished. What do you mean? Finished watching it?
I finished Watch Dogs.
We all finished Watch
Yeah,
Dogs.
yeah.
Remember when I finished it? It didn't load the ending, so I had to redo it.
Yeah, because Ubisoft. Thanks.
That QA.
That
Thanks.
QA.
But don't
That's
spoil
QA.
it.
We're not gonna spoil it.
What's there to spoil?
Yeah, well,
Nothing really happens. You shoot the guy in the dick, you get the same ending. It doesn't matter where you shoot him.
You just did it!
They don't know what I'm talking
Yeah, they don't know
about.
what I'm talking about. Yeah,
You shoot
something
Batman.
very, yeah.
Shooting in the dick.
Alright, moving on. The big topic, we'll go to the big topic already, because this is one thing I wanted to talk
Okay,
about.
yeah.
Because those are the small quick mentions that happened this week. I think we have one more, but we'll focus on this right now. False advertising. Because, big news happened, like, not really big news, more like, Sony's being sued, by some American in the States. Because, Killzone Shadowfall didn't have a 1080p, multiplayer. And it was heavily advertised that this multiplayer will have, like, 1080p experience, whatnot, once it's released in the PS4. Apparently it's not the case. And now this guy is asking for damages worth $5 million.
Just one guy?
It's
There's a
obviously-
guy who filed it. And now he's suing Sony.
It's obviously a money grab.
Yeah, it's a money grab thing, and maybe it will not fly, but it kind of sparked my attention on, like, how...
Their companies are just outright lying right
Yeah,
now.
because there's, like, okay, Killzone, Shadowfall maybe didn't have 1080p, it's not a big deal, but I've seen those marketing campaigns where they're saying that this is the essential, like, next-gen experience,
Yeah,
multiplayer, 1080p, 60 frames per second, whatnot.
Oh, did they really say that the multiplayer is also 1080p in their ads, and not just the single player?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
the
'cause
basics.
maybe it's going off like a loophole or something.
And that's the reason why I want to spark as a conversation or a discussion. It's the same with Watch Dogs. It's the same with Far Cry. It's the same with all those games that try to say that upward 60 frames per second, but they kind of back out and say that we can't only do 30 FPS. Like, they're all running with the fact that since it's next gen,
It's assumed to be 1080p.
like we're trying to do. They're like, oh, next gen, we're gonna have 1080p, but once the game comes out, we kind of don't get that same.
It's like that 922p, whatever.
No, 992 for Watch Dogs.
Call of Duty.
Well,
Something.
Ubisoft is obviously the biggest. I think, remember if we saw the first Watch Dogs trailer and then compare that to what actually came out, it's a huge difference. And I get the feeling it'll be the same thing with Rainbow Six Siege. Like, they showed us footage at E3 and it looked amazing, but I'm pretty sure the actual game will
don't
look
know,
nothing
like-
as good as that.
Rainbow looked like a fun game, but graphics-wise, I don't know. I thought it looked kind of poopy.
It looked okay.
Yeah, it looked okay, but not like amazing. Like, not Call of Duty amazing, but I don't know.
But is this really a big? I mean, I don't know. Is this such a huge problem for me? Like,
It's not, but they shouldn't like lie to their
No,
audience.
it's just something we're gonna see every now and then. We're gonna have to question every marketing ploy that they throw at us, like because they just like the whole ride on the whole buzzword, like 60 frames per second, and then because everybody is like clicking
yeah,
on that idea.
I think if you're going to throw out buzzwords around, and you don't deliver on them, then you should be careful of that. Even lying about stuff like the whole SimCity debacle.
Yeah, that one. That's EA's.
That's EA's. That's when they were saying like, oh, you have to play online because of the Glassworks engine needs to do all these calculations. And then some guy some mod figured out how to do it offline, no problem, by just switching off one setting. So, shit like that would definitely get you in trouble. I'm surprised no one's actually done any sort of class action lawsuit against EA for under-delivering on what they promised with that.
Yeah, it's not
SimCity
only
game.
Ubisoft. Like every now and then, we'll have these people like just say that this is what we're gonna get out of the game, but close to launch or when it launches, we don't get really what we were expecting. And like it's a very small thing for like a little lawsuit on Sony right now about Killzone, but you never know. Maybe some guy would actually bought Killzone because they're gonna get a 1080p experience, but they didn't get it.
Yeah, because we do have people who can see all those.
Yeah, like,
whatever
I don't see a
pixels.
difference. It's not really based. Not me. The point wasn't like you're not getting the right amount. It's just like there are people that want that specific. Like that's the reason why I bought this game. That's the reason why I bought.
I
This
bought it on
console.
this platform. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why, and that's why. Will we see more of this? Because I'm seeing more of it more often than
Because
not.
usually you'd have the
Or is it just a
PR.
next gen thing?
Usually you'd have the PR who who add fluff to the buzzwords, but not actually lie. Like they'll make a system sound more appealing than it actually is.
It's
with
like
their
the whole
wording.
evolution thing. You remember?
Yeah, just like that.
Like how it'll be so evolutionary. Like once you play the game, like things will change.
Well, it technically still did, right? It's just not as amazing as they made it sound.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
there's still
I mean,
not.
there's a certain level of where in advertising where there's a certain level of interpretation that has to be allowed.
Yeah.
Or if they, I think assuming that for Levolution, using Levolution as an example, that saying it'll change your whole gameplay experience is all. I mean, to any reasonable person, that's an obvious exaggeration.
Yeah.
It would take someone spectacularly stupid to assume that's truth. In my opinion, so for me, I do think there's a point when I feel sometimes consumers take things too far. Like, oh, you promised me a complete next gen experience. Like, well, define what a next gen experience is for you, because I'm betting whatever it is for you is different from other people's.
Yeah, how do you define next gen?
No, but still, that's.
Well, that's just an example. What I'm saying is you can't. There's a certain amount of
There's a threshold of BS.
of BS that you have to be willing to
take in.
in any advertising. Yeah.
Before you go straight up lying to your customer.
Yeah, I mean, it's like let's take traditional those laundry detergents you see on TV, right? And there's always a brand X versus our brand.
Yeah.
You're never gonna expect that brand to get it that white, or
or like 99.9% germs.
You're going on a reasonable assumption that it works well, right?
And stretching it a little bit, but not to the point where it's.
But I've never heard of anyone say, "Yo, I'm gonna sue this brand because on the thing they said they would remove 99% of germs, but only remove 98.9%
it's a thing
of germs or some shit."
Where they're saying it'll remove 99% over 100%. That's what it is for me, because you're going into specifics where it's 1080p, or as opposed to saying single player will be 1080p, instead of saying all of the entire
the whole entire modes
right, because you can have stuff like that where most games do that in multiplayer. They tone down the graphics to help with the lag and all that.
It's actually pretty. I guess we're every now and then we'll have those people are kind of childish to the point that if they didn't get what they want, they will just.
There are some assholes, but still there. Some, I guess, since it's happening.
Is it just I guess it's just a little bit of a threshold for the publishers. They'll give a little bit of over-promising, and then start to make it more realistic as they go closer into launch date, and eventually, because that's what happened. For example, the Watch Dogs. They showed this visual, and everybody went static. The hype just went all the way up, and as we started seeing production, unfold, it slowly started to dumb down, and the reality of what they could do will start to shape up, and then now we know how it came out in the end. Does that affect you guys? For example, Watch Dogs. You saw what it was in E3. Now you've played it now in full game. Is it not a big deal, or
no? Not to me. Not really. I mean, the game itself more or less delivered on what the trailer showed.
What we expected.
It just wasn't as as fluid and as dynamic as the trailer made it appear to be.
Like how they expressed the hacking. You can do almost if they stretched out, they exaggerated how much you can do with it.
Yeah.
Then when you actually got it, it's just really simple. It only does this to a specific thing, and not I can't just hack anyone.
And I guess it also comes to The Last of Us, because when it comes to The Last of Us, I remember when the game was about to come out, their biggest marketing plan was the whole, aside from the whole storytelling and then the amazing visuals, the whole amazing AI where you can adapt. It was that. Bullshit. They're not the best AI.
It's a video game AI.
It's still a video. I don't see anything remarkable. They're saying Ellie is one of the best AI. Cool.
Oh yeah. They also did that. Remember BioShock Infinite?
Yeah.
When they said Elizabeth had
you don't
the
have
most
to babysit,
amazing AI. She can lean on this wall. She can sit on this bench. She can throw you coins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when it comes to The Last of Us situation, it wasn't as innovative. That's what they were marketing. We didn't get a really reactive Ellie where every now and then when he's in trouble she will help you or whatever.
what you got was she walks right in front of enemy units and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and she's just behind you. There's nothing. She doesn't do shit.
She's invulnerable too.
Do you think game companies need to tone down though on their promises? At this
I think they kind of have to. Like, there's still, no matter what, like, maybe it's a small percentage and then it'll help the hype, but maybe put it, I don't know. It's still a business nowadays and you will still get those, maybe, if you can get 5% of people that would buy it because of this, it's still 5%
It's
for
still
you.
5% purchase.
Yeah, it's a business no matter what, and he's flying down the world. Anyway, and at the end of the day, as much as it's kind of a sad, like some people buy it just because they want the 1080p experience in multiplayer, or they want, those reactive LE AI reactions.
So yeah,
You really can't get it. But what about, there's one more thing I want to mention. What about Peter Molyneux?
Peter Molyneux.
Molyneux, sorry.
He knows he's wrong, so he stopped doing it now.
Well, geez, yeah. Remember how
On how he hypes everything up.
Remember how amazing Kinect looked when it first was shown,
Remember
that too,
Milo?
right? Milo.
Yeah, that's another good example. Like how, that the whole Milo where you can actually teach AI or whatever.
Yeah, and like have a discussion with it and everything. And,
Yeah.
And what came out with it? We got Kinect
No, it never
dancing.
came out.
Yeah, Milo never came out, and we got dancing games. Pretty much.
Is that okay? Is that reasonable? Like those kinds of
I don't think they need to stop because they have to do it for business because the smart consumer will obviously not fall for it.
Yeah.
But then most of the people go into this without like hearing anything else about the product and just like, oh, that sounds neat.
Oh,
But like,
let's move
the big companies, you guys need to tone it down, and people who sue, you're jerks.
5
So,
million for 10
that's just a dick move.
5 million for just because you didn't get 10 MP.
Like, he's right. The companies don't lie, but still, suing them for that's such a dick move.
I don't see any difference with 1080p from 7.
Maybe he has like a
720.
70-inch television with 10 seconds of lag.
Again, 5% of the community. I'm sure not everybody has a freaking 50-inch
Still
TV.
5%, that's something.
That's still something. Yeah. But I'm still.
That's like the 800,000 that left WoW.
But yeah, false advertising. Let us know what you think about that, because
Yeah, big buzzwords is still better than false advertising.
True, the cloud.
Just like Jollibee.
Jollibee in the
We have no Chicken Joy because they're
Oh,
upgrading their
you're still
cloud
sour
system.
about that one. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, let us know what you think about false advertising. Do you get affected by it too much?
Are you offended by it? Do you think the companies are
Have you actually got a
over-
game where you thought you were going to get something but it never came out what you expected? I guess that's don't start.
It keeps
sugarcoating
coming
that.
back.
It keeps coming back. I think Far Cry had that same situation as Far Cry 3. Because if you check out the E3 when it was first revealed, it looked really responsive. But
Well,
then
that's why
I don't really
I
follow
mean
that.
that's also the fault of
it looked really different. Because I don't know, all the big Ubisoft games, when they first
It's
show
always
it.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, I know.
I guess.
Every time they show it, and when the game comes out, it's completely different in terms of how it looks and how it plays and whatnot. EA, I guess, also. Like, I don't know, for Sims would be funny. I'm sure they
Sims
would.
is gonna get yeah. Sims
Well,
is
with
gonna-
EA, you know they're lying right off the bat.
Yeah.
you know there's bullshit in their excuses.
Just because it's EA.
Yeah, so let us know. Like, if you had that kind of experience where you kind of was super disappointed because and you were kind of caught by the whole marketing thing.
When I read that article, like, I just thought of the guy who apparently bought the rights to the Happy Birthday song.
Really? There's a light. Someone bought the rights.
Yeah,
to
There's
that song?
rights for the Happy Birthday song?
Something like that, which is, I heard, has been debunked, and the guy doesn't actually own it. Because, like, you would sing it on YouTube, then you get hit with a copyright.
I don't know. I guess the whole when it comes to the whole suing thing, it's just an American thing.
It's a dick move, that's just it.
Dick move. Moving on. We have one more that I kind of want to mention, which is kind of funny. Or at the same time excited. Rise is actually we might get it on PC this fall for those who really want to play those QTE really intently. But that would kind of raise one question, like, will we get Sunset Overdrive?
No, like, is anything on the Xbox One truly?
Or-
Dead Rising 3. Yeah,
Dead Rising 3 is coming out this month, I think, or
Dude,
next month.
yeah.
That's why, like,
So is any of
people are saying Sunset Overdrive, but I'm like, what about Killer Instinct?
I want Sunset Overdrive.
No, but like Sunset Overdrive would have a bigger chance of coming to PC.
Yes.
So and Killer Instinct does not.
Yeah, but
that's
see,
why
the,
I'm saying
the
like,
moment Killer Instinct gets ported over, there's no more reason to own an Xbox One.
That's what I'm saying. If Killer Instinct gets ported
for you
to
guys,
PC,
Killer Instinct.
then Xbox One will not have an exclusive.
No, well, for you guys, well, me, if Sunset Overdrive hits like PC, I will not touch Xbox One. There's
No,
other-
but I mean like, sure, Sunset Overdrive. If like that has a bigger chance of going to PC. But like if something like Killer Instinct comes on PC or something else,
Yeah.
then Xbox has nothing. Because Killer Instinct is like,
they have Quantum Break.
that's gonna be a system seller.
That has a TV series. Halo.
Which apparently the department of that is gone
Oh
now.
yeah, that too.
Oh yeah, there is Halo, I guess, but yeah, Halo is.
Halo's on PC.
That's the one thing.
Before.
That's the one thing I remember when, like, in Xbox, I mean, even like the first time we saw Xbox 360. The reason why I didn't get it right off the bat is because all the exclusives eventually hit PC anyway. Like we have Fable, like maybe not all
we've
the
all
Fables.
been joking about
we had
that,
a
but now
PC
it's
one.
becoming.
No,
seems to
actually,
be
in fact, we
becoming
did
a
get
thing.
all the except Fable 2, I think, did not make it to PC for whatever reason.
Yeah, we didn't get the whole franchise. Even Halo has a PC
Yeah, Halo
version.
on
Gears.
Gears 1, and then Halo 1
Yeah.
got the PC.
Halo 2 also.
And I think Sony, or rather PlayStation, has the only, like, they really use the word exclusive. Like, you'll
Yeah,
you'll
like,
never
they
see
keep their
Demon's Souls ever
exclusives.
again. Like, if you want to play Demon's Souls, you'll have to get a PS3.
yeah.
No, it became Dark Souls, right?
No, I'm saying no, but if you
Yeah,
want
If
to
you
play
wanted
Demon's
to play
Souls,
the original
Demon's
Demon's
yeah.
Souls
You have to
game,
get a PS3.
so
Or all those BS Namco games that only come out on PS3 too in Japan.
yeah, but I think it's just I don't understand why Microsoft can't be in the same road as PlayStation, where this game you can only get it in Xbox no matter what. But I don't know, maybe Microsoft being Microsoft, like they just want to open doors every now and then, because now it's coming out more of a timed
It's a
exclusive.
timed exclusive.
Yeah. Because now, like, I'm excited. Like, oh, cool! I can play Dead Rising when the next Steam sale comes. You know?
Exactly. Like,
Stuff like that. And
you
now,
look at the Wii U. They have
new Wii.
they're digging their own grave right now. But still, when they say exclusive,
they mean it.
They mean
they're
it.
keeping that forever
Yeah, like when they say only on Xbox, like only on Xbox for now.
for the
For
next
now.
6 months.
For now. So yeah, Rise is going to PC, and
Is it confirmed or rumored?
that's coming. It's gonna be
Alright.
it's gonna be through Deep Silver, who now owns Homefront
Homefront.
Revolution. Because
Homefront.
now, like I think we talked about Crytek last week.
Yeah, and then they sold a bunch of stuff to those guys. Deep Silver being the guys who make Dead Island, and I think
Dead Island, and they're currently working on that Dying Light game, the
yeah,
hardcore
the
game.
zombie parkour game.
Yeah, which is kind of like Dead Island, but not.
Zombie park.
Well,
yeah.
that's what it is, zombie parkour.
It's zombie parkour.
It's so weird to say it out
I don't know why people are so excited about it. Like they just want to jump over
Zombies.
zombies. But yeah, Deep Silver. That's sad what happened to Crytek, but you know, Deep Silver's picking it up, and I just can't. People are actually talking about us Time Splitter.
A new Time
Whoa.
Splitter.
No, but Time Splitter is owned by Crytek.
Which was
And people are wondering if Deep Silver will consider like,
Buying it.
can I have Time Splitter? Because like Crytek's in ship now. I doubt we'll see a Time Splitter anytime soon.
yeah.
Like Time Splitter 4, I think it's the fourth one already.
Time Splitter was made by the guys who did Haze, I remember, and then they went out of
Haze?
business.
Nobody remembers Haze.
Do we want another Time Splitter though?
I don't know.
Because that's the question now floating. Because now Deep Silver is helping them go bring Rise to PC, and then now they're like continuing production for Homefront Revolution. Would we want, like, for example, Deep Silver to consider Time Splitter to get out of the skeleton closet?
Well,
and do
the
something
people who
about it?
talk about Time Splitters like really want another one.
It's a very
so I guess,
cult
yeah.
classic-ish.
It's one of those things.
Yeah. But yeah, Rise, if anybody wants to play that, it's coming.
The QTE of God
It's
of War
coming.
games. God of War clones.
And the reason why they did this is because they were not happy with the sales of Xbox One. They didn't like the whole idea of it being exclusive, and
Come on, Killer Instinct.
No one's been happy with the sales of Xbox One as far as I can tell.
I think
it's one.
Xbox
It's
is
now
half
three
Xbox
to
One
it's now
sales.
3-1 with Xbox and PS4.
Wow.
Last time I read about it, so
That's such a role reversal, because I remember before it was the opposite of Xbox 360 and
360.
PS3.
yeah, people are saying now Xbox One is literally the underdog, completely the underdog, and
Even compared to the Wii U?
well, we're talking about Xbox.
Also, the Wii U's not even part of the list
It's
anymore.
not-
That's so sad.
1/3
We're
of
waiting for Smash Bros. To come out, then we'll be included in the 3 list. Then we'll see then we can see there's a trinity.
The
Yeah,
Wii U
holy-
Master Race.
Right now, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen a Wii U release since Donkey Kong.
Since Mario Kart. I
No, it's
think.
not Mario Kart.
Since
sorry.
Mario Kart, yeah.
Mario Kart. So, yeah, Microsoft's Sony 3:1. I don't know. Maybe we'll.
What else is coming out on Xbox aside from Sunset Overdrive? All their other games look like they're coming out on PC as well, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What does
Not good,
PS4
guys.
have though? It's the same thing. Because they have 1886 in next year. They
As
have
far as Bloodborne,
next year, man.
yeah,
Everything's next
I
year.
guess
All the all the AAA third-party games
This-
coming out this year.
this October.
Yeah, which is actually pretty exciting. Any final thoughts?
Not for me.
Because
Yo, but
Well, I do want, before we, I mean, one last thing before we close off.
Ow.
We did mention earlier on, BioWare did show off a new IP.
oh yeah,
Which-
speaking of
We
it,
should just bring that up real quick. For those who haven't seen it yet, it looks like
it's in a teaser phase right now.
yeah, nothing has been confirmed about it, but it looks like a bit of a survival horror thing.
And survival horror or just horror?
Maybe just horror. Yeah, I guess survival horror is not hard to say really what exactly it is.
Yeah, and they're just showing these like teaser trailers of like it's a live action trailer, and it's being named as like Shadow Realms. EA because I trademarked a title called Shadow Realms, and we don't know if that's the real name yet, but it's weird. It's modern. It looks like a modern survival horror.
I can mute that.
And I don't know. I don't know what to say about it yet, but I like the fact that BioWare is actually like not doing the high fantasy and high sci-fi anymore. They're just doing some.
Oh yeah, you're right. They've all been making.
Yeah, if it's just really a survival horror, because I've never seen BioWare do like non-traditional, like not an RPG. But
Is
then
there going to be morality choices in this one as well?
I don't know.
Probably.
If they don't have a conversation wheel, that's really a big thing for BioWare. If you think about it,
Yeah.
that's a big change for BioWare. But I don't know. Like you've been chosen. Oh, what the hell this is? It's very
It's
weird.
probably aliens.
It's probably Alien Color Marines too. I don't know. Could be. Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
that's the new IP that they mentioned at E3, I think. What they were saying that they were working on Mass Effect plus the new IP.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was it. Okay.
That's it.
I thought it was just going to be Mass Effect 4.
No, I don't even think it would be called Mass Effect 4. But that's a quick mention. We don't know much about it. We can't really talk much about it, but it's just a very small teaser. We might see something next week. We will see. And yeah, I think that's about it. That's about it for episode
I'm not going to make a
44.
quick mention of, because live action reminds me of an old PS1 game.
Which
It was
that?
also survival horror, where you were in a house with zombies. That I heard is getting remade again.
You lost me.
They're remaking a remake. Starts with the letter R and E.
Oh gosh.
Ah.
No, I remember that now. Was it a live action? Yeah,
Yep, Resident Evil 1 is coming back.
That's
Like it or
right.
not.
Also, well, I have no problem with it.
Yeah, it's gonna make money for Capcom, so.
I'll probably buy it.
I probably won't.
Hey man, a remake is pretty.
I just hope they keep the cheesy dialogue, like the Jill sandwich.
All I know is
No, if ever it's gonna be the remake.
when I
ones.
read like the remake of Resident Evil 1 for Xbox One and PS4,
It's gonna be a reskinned RE remake.
it's just a reskin. It looked like it. Well, I saw the screenshot. It looked like a reskin. I mean, like
It looks the
was that
same.
like a triple dip already for some people? Because we had this is the GameCube remake.
GameCube, then it went on Wii.
Then and then
yeah, it's the third one.
some people will have like a triple dip on this damn game.
Yeah, but that's gonna be nice because I think like remake was really pretty, but I don't think the hardware could handle. Like, I think they had to downscale some of the graphics of that.
But it's worth a full purchase though.
If
No,
you have to-
not full purchase, more like a $40, $50 purchase.
Nobody bought a GameCube in this country.
Hey, well, you did.
I did, but like, I'm not anyone. I'm not everyone.
Yeah, but for those who have never played a Resident Evil, I guess you can start with this,
Yeah, this is good. It's not bad.
then buy a PS3 and play the rest, I guess. Because it's all there.
Hopefully, this funds whatever RE is coming next. And
Wait, really? Can
hopefully
you buy like
next
the
year.
old Resident Evil 2
No,
and 3 on?
no.
Oh, you could, I think. On,
Yeah, they released 6 with like the all games digital.
That's the
like,
Resident Evil, like
1 to 5 digital.
like an anthology, whatever.
Yeah, one of those.
I wanted to get that anyway.
Yeah, that sold out really fast.
I know. Yeah, but that's a really quick mention, and I think that's about it for episode 44. Thanks for listening in, guys. If you want to check out more of our previous episodes, hit us up on iTunes. You can subscribe, rate, comment. We'd really appreciate it. If you want to see our previous episodes, we have an archive in the website, www.toomuchgaming.com. That's 2 the number 2. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can check us. You can send us a question or any topic you want us to cover at tmgblog@gmail.com. Like if you have like
Is that the one?
what?
The
No.
question?
Oh, TMG blog. Sorry,
TMG Blog's the main one.
that's the. No, it's the
Is that a giant penis?
tmgpodcast@gmail.com. That's the email if you guys want to check out or you want to send an email to us. And yeah, check out. We have our YouTube channel, TMG Blog.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the
That's
TMG
the
Blog.
one.
That's the YouTube channel.
YouTube.com/TMG Blog.
All our videos, all our shenanigans, live commentary. That's Twitch.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, we have also live streaming. And
We also have the Facebook and the Twitter, which is just Too Much Gaming.
like and follow. So
You can also send us messages there.
We also,
Probably answer those faster too.
with all our devices, I'm sure we can just pick it up right off the bat. And yeah, that's about it. We have an episode every Tuesday, so we'll see you guys next week.
See you
We'll
guys.
give you podcasts on Tuesday for an hour to game.